Have you ever wondered if your beloved pet, the one who's been by your side through thick and thin, has a place in heaven when they pass? Do they simply vanish? Or is there something more, something beyond the pain of loss? If you've ever found yourself asking if animals have an afterlife, you're not alone. The thought of being reunited with our pets someday is something that gives many of us hope. But is that hope grounded in truth? Or is it just wishful thinking? In the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the age-old question: do animals go to heaven? Pets have a unique way of weaving themselves into the fabric of our lives. For many, they're more than just animals. They're family members, companions, and even emotional lifelines. The bond we share with our pets is unlike any other relationship. They don't judge us. They don't ask for much. But they give so much in return. Whether it's a dog's loyal presence by your side during your worst days, or a cat's quiet purring as it snuggles with you on the couch, our pets fill our lives with joy, love, and comfort. And when the time comes to say goodbye, it leaves a hole that can't easily be filled. But the idea of losing a pet doesn't just bring sadness, it stirs up deeper questions about life, death, and what happens after. We're left wondering, if our pets have given us so much in this life, do they get to experience the same peace and love in the next? And if they do, what does that mean for us as humans and for our understanding of the afterlife? For some, the thought of our pets being gone forever can be a difficult pill to swallow. The grief is real, and it's tied not only to the loss, but to the desire for a sense of closure and reassurance. Could there really be a place for them in heaven? Are they destined to simply vanish from existence? Or do they, like humans, have a soul that is part of a greater divine plan? This question of whether animals go to heaven isn't just a passing thought for many. It's something people wrestle with in the wake of losing their pets. It's a question that has no simple, universally accepted answer. Different cultures, faiths, and philosophies have varying views on the afterlife. And animals have long been a point of debate within those systems. Some believe animals have a spiritual significance, while others are more skeptical, leaving many pet owners to search for answers in the space between grief and hope. In this video, we're going to explore what different religions and philosophies say about animals in the afterlife. We'll look at what the Bible says about animals in heaven, how other religious traditions like Islam and Hinduism view the question, and what the science and philosophy of animal consciousness have to say. We'll dive deep into the emotional side of this question, what it means to us personally, and share some real-life stories that may shed light on this topic in ways you might not expect. By the end, you may find that the answer is more comforting and profound than you ever imagined. When it comes to the question of whether animals have souls or an afterlife, different religions offer varying perspectives. Let's start by looking at what some of the major world religions say about animals and the afterlife. For many people, their spiritual beliefs play a huge role in shaping how they view their pet's fate after death. In Christianity, the question of whether animals go to heaven is a topic of debate among theologians. The Bible doesn't give a definitive answer on the matter, but there are some passages that offer hope. For instance, in Isaiah chapter 11:6, the prophet speaks of a time when the wolf will live with the lamb, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. This vision of harmony between animals in the afterlife suggests a world where animals have a place in God's kingdom. Some Christians believe that heaven will be a place of restored peace for all creatures, including animals. While the Bible doesn't explicitly say that animals have eternal souls, many find comfort in the idea that God's creation will be made whole in the afterlife, and that could include their pets. Islam also provides a unique perspective on animals and the afterlife. According to Islamic teachings, animals are considered to be part of Allah's creation, and they have souls. However, unlike humans, animals are not held accountable for their actions in the same way. The Quran speaks of animals as communities, and it acknowledges that they praise Allah in their own way. In Islamic eschatology, animals will be present in the afterlife, but their ultimate fate remains uncertain. Some Islamic scholars suggest that animals may be granted a place in paradise, especially as they are seen as innocent beings who serve God's purpose on earth. There's a beautiful thought in Islam that all of God's creatures are treated with compassion and care. So it's not a stretch to think that Allah may offer a special place for them in the afterlife. Judaism doesn't have a single, unified stance on the afterlife in general, and the fate of animals is similarly ambiguous. Traditional Jewish texts, like the Torah and Talmud, don't provide a clear answer on whether animals have a place in the afterlife. However, Jewish mysticism, particularly Kabbalah, offers some insights. The idea of reincarnation, or Gilgul, is present in Kabbalistic teachings, and it's believed that souls can be reborn into different forms, including animal forms. This could suggest that animals, like humans, may experience some form of spiritual journey. While there's no definitive answer, many Jewish people take comfort in the belief that God, in His infinite mercy, may have a plan for all of His creatures, both human and animal. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the concept of reincarnation plays a significant role in understanding the afterlife. According to these religions, all beings, including animals, are part of the cycle of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. In Hinduism, the belief is that animals, like humans, have souls that can be reincarnated in different forms. A person's actions, or karma, influence what form they will take in the next life. Animals, too, accumulate karma based on their actions. It's believed that the soul can gradually progress through different lives, eventually achieving liberation or moksha. So, in this worldview, an animal's soul could be reborn into a different form, potentially even as a human. Similarly, in Buddhism, animals are viewed as sentient beings that are caught in the cycle of samsara. While animals may not be able to achieve enlightenment in the same way humans can, they are still part of the broader spiritual process. These religious perspectives all offer different views on the afterlife for animals. Some see animals as innocent beings with a special place in heaven, while others suggest that their spiritual journey may involve reincarnation or even a return to God's divine plan. Despite the differences in belief, one common thread is the recognition of animals as beings with intrinsic value, deserving of respect and care. For pet owners, these religious teachings can provide comfort, offering the possibility that their pets may continue to exist in some form, whether in heaven, through reincarnation, or in a peaceful afterlife. But the question still remains: if animals do have an afterlife, what does it look like? And how can we, as pet owners, find peace in that possibility? The answer may not be clear-cut, but understanding how different religions approach this question can help guide us toward a more hopeful perspective. as we search for a way to stay connected to our beloved companions, even after they've crossed over. While religious teachings offer fascinating insights into the question of animals in the afterlife, there's also a more personal and emotional side to this topic. Many people who have lost a pet hold on to the belief that they'll be reunited with them someday. For pet owners, the love they share with their animals doesn't simply end with death. It's that deep connection that leads some to wonder if their pets, too, will experience an afterlife. And many people find comfort in these beliefs, particularly when they experience signs that their pets may still be present in some form. There are countless stories of pet owners having what they believe to be encounters with their deceased animals. Some describe feeling the presence of their pets after they've passed, sensing that their animal is still with them in spirit. Others have had vivid dreams where their pets appear, healthy and happy again, running or playing like they did in life. These dreams often feel so real that the owners are left with a sense of peace, as though the pet is assuring them they're okay and waiting for them. Then there are the more tangible signs. Some pet owners report hearing the sound of their pet's paws walking on the floor when no one is there, or sensing their presence as they lie on their favorite spot in the house. Others describe inexplicable occurrences, like a pet's favorite toy moving on its own, or even the feeling of their pet curling up beside them in bed, just like they did when they were alive. These types of experiences can offer great comfort to grieving pet owners, providing a sense that their pet's spirit continues to exist, even if they are no longer physically present. In addition to these personal experiences, there's also a growing belief in the idea of animal reincarnation. Some people claim that they've had multiple pets over the years who shared strikingly similar traits or behaviors, even though they were different animals entirely. They interpret this as evidence that their pet's soul has returned in a new body. Whether it's a dog that shares the same quirks as a past pet, or a cat that behaves exactly like one that's passed away, these experiences often lead people to feel as though their beloved animals are somehow coming back to them. But even beyond these personal anecdotes, the belief in an afterlife for animals is tied to the profound emotional bond between humans and pets. When we love an animal, it's not just a fleeting connection. It's a deep, life-enriching relationship that leaves an impact on us. The idea that this connection might not be severed by death can provide tremendous emotional relief. It's not just about comforting ourselves. It's also about honoring the profound role that animals play in our lives. The truth is, these signs and experiences aren't always easily explained by logic or science, and yet they are powerful. For many pet owners, these experiences are more than just comfort. They are proof that the love they shared with their pets is not bound by the limits of this world. It suggests that the bond formed during a pet's lifetime is so significant that it transcends death itself. Whether these experiences are spiritual, psychological, or even just a product of grief, they provide something invaluable, a sense of peace. While we may not have concrete answers about the nature of animals in the afterlife, these experiences offer a powerful reminder that the love we share with our pets is not temporary. It's real, and it continues to affect us long after they're gone. The connection we have with our animals isn't easily dismissed, and perhaps that's why the idea of their afterlife matters so much to us. It's not just about wanting to see them again. It's about the emotional significance of that relationship and the hope that somehow it can endure. It's this hope that brings comfort to many people, helping them cope with the pain of losing a pet, and whether or not we can fully explain the signs, the dreams, or the feelings we experience, they remain a cherished part of the journey of grieving and healing. After all, the love we share with our pets isn't something that just disappears. It stays with us, shaping our lives and memories in ways we might not always fully understand, but always deeply feel. The question of whether animals go to heaven is more than just a theological debate. It's tied to the way we view our own existence, our relationships, and the natural world around us. If our pets, who love us unconditionally and rely on us for everything, have no place in the afterlife, then what does that say about how we treat the creatures entrusted to our care? This brings us to an important realization. The belief that animals have an afterlife can shape not only how we grieve, but also how we live. If we believe that our pets have a spiritual journey, that their love and loyalty are meaningful beyond this life, it encourages us to approach our time with them on earth with a sense of reverence. It urges us to treat our pets with the love and respect they deserve, as more than just animals, but as souls with purpose. Many pet owners already do this, providing care, comfort, and companionship for their pets in ways that go far beyond what is required. The idea that these animals may be part of a divine plan and that they may have a place in heaven brings a deeper sense of meaning to our relationships with them. Additionally, the belief that animals could have an afterlife or a spiritual journey can transform the way we view all animals, not just those we keep as pets. If animals are part of the grand tapestry of life, if they too are loved by a higher power, we might begin to think differently about how we treat wildlife, farm animals, and all creatures, great and small. The more we respect the idea that animals are spiritually significant, the more we may feel compelled to treat them with greater kindness and compassion. This belief invites us to ask deeper questions about animal rights, their treatment in industries, and our responsibility to care for God's creation, suggesting that our relationship with animals extends far beyond our immediate emotional needs. There's also an incredible sense of comfort in the thought that our pets are not just living beings here on Earth. They are part of a larger cosmic story, one that transcends the limitations of time and space. When we consider that our pets could be in heaven, it changes how we view the grief of losing them. Rather than seeing death as the end, we start to see it as part of a journey, a transition from one form of life to another. This can transform our mourning process, offering peace in the idea that we are not permanently separated, that our pets are still experiencing life in some form, perhaps even watching over us. This belief can also give us hope during difficult times. If the love we share with our pets is truly eternal, it allows us to keep that love alive even after they've passed. We don't need to let go of that bond entirely. Instead, we can carry it forward, knowing that they are part of something much greater than we can fully comprehend. In a sense, believing in the afterlife for animals can give us a reason to celebrate their lives, to remember the joy they brought us, and to find meaning in every moment we spent together. But as comforting as this belief can be, it's also important to remember that the answer to this question may never be fully understood in this life. Some people may find peace in the idea that animals are included in heaven, while others may find solace in knowing that the love they shared with their pets is enough to last forever, even without a promise of an afterlife. Ultimately, the belief in an afterlife for animals is deeply personal. It's a reflection of our own values, our love for the creatures that have shared our lives, and our desire to hold on to them, even when they are no longer physically with us, whether or not animals have a place in heaven. One thing is clear: our pets leave a lasting impact on our hearts. They shape us in ways that we may not even realize until after they've gone. And the love we have for them doesn't just disappear, it stays with us. It shapes the way we live, and it encourages us to be better stewards of the animals that share this world with us. The love we feel for our pets is a reflection of a deeper connection to life itself, one that transcends the boundaries of species, time, and even death. So, while the question of whether animals go to heaven may remain unanswered, the love we share with them is a powerful force that will continue to impact our lives. And whether it's through the comfort of belief or the memories we hold dear, the bond we share with our pets is something that, in many ways, can never truly be broken, as we explore the possibility of animals having an afterlife. It's also important to consider how these beliefs help us process grief and find closure. The death of a pet is often just as painful as losing a human loved one. For many, pets are constant companions, providing emotional support, companionship, and unconditional love. When they pass, it leaves a hole that's hard to fill. The belief that we will one day be reunited with them can offer significant comfort. But it also gives us a way to process our feelings of loss without feeling like we have to let go entirely. Grief is a complex journey, and the death of a pet brings its own unique form of mourning. People often feel like they're alone in their grief because society tends to place less value on animals compared to humans. This can make it harder to openly mourn the loss of a pet, as others may not understand the depth of the bond. But when we hold on to the belief that our pets may have an afterlife, we give ourselves permission to mourn, to hold on to the love we shared, and to believe that our pets are part of something greater. This sense of connection allows for healing, knowing that the love you gave your pet wasn't in vain, and that there may be a spiritual continuation of that bond. The idea of an afterlife for animals can also help alleviate guilt. Often, pet owners worry about whether they did enough for their pets in their final moments, or wonder if their pets were suffering. When we believe in an afterlife, we can take solace in knowing that our pets are no longer in pain, that they are at peace, and that whatever mistakes or uncertainties we had about their care were forgiven. In many ways, the hope of an afterlife offers a path to emotional reconciliation with ourselves. We can move forward with the understanding that love transcends the physical world, and that our pets are safe, loved, and cared for in the next life. Furthermore, the belief in animal afterlife can provide a comforting sense of continuity. Pets, like humans, play an important role in our emotional development. They teach us about empathy, responsibility, and unconditional love. The idea that they are part of a larger divine plan helps to affirm the significance of the bond we share. It's reassuring to think that when a pet leaves this world, they are moving on to a place where their presence matters, just as they mattered to us. This perspective encourages us to see our pets as integral parts of our spiritual journey, reinforcing the idea that life, in all its forms, is sacred and meaningful. Believing that animals have an afterlife also challenges us to think about our treatment of animals in life. If we accept that our pets are more than just companions, but beings with their own souls and spiritual significance, it raises the bar for how we treat all animals. Many people who hold this belief are more likely to advocate for animal rights, rescue efforts, and better conditions for animals everywhere. They view animals through a lens of respect and reverence, understanding that the love and care they offer in this life might be part of a larger cosmic journey. It can also inspire us to live more harmoniously with the creatures that share our world, recognizing them as part of the divine plan. In the end, whether or not animals have an afterlife. The love we experience with our pets shapes us in profound ways. They teach us lessons in empathy, patience, and joy that last a lifetime. The belief that they are part of a larger spiritual journey provides comfort and closure, especially during times of grief. It allows us to keep them close in spirit, even when they're no longer physically by our side. Ultimately, the question of whether animals go to heaven may not have a definitive answer, but the love we share with our pets is a powerful force that transcends life and death. This love is real, it's meaningful, and it remains with us long after our pets are gone. The bond we share with them is eternal in its own way. Even if we can't fully comprehend the nature of their spiritual existence, what matters most is that we honor the time we spent together and the deep connection that will always remain in our hearts. Whether in this world or the next, our pets will always be a cherished part of our lives, their memory living on as a testament to the unconditional love they gave us. As we reflect on the profound impact pets have on our lives, it becomes clear that the love we share with them transcends beyond just companionship. It reaches into something deeper, something spiritual that connects us to a larger world of emotions, memories, and even mysteries about life and death, whether or not animals go to heaven. The influence they have on our hearts is undeniable, and their passing leaves a lasting impression on our souls. It's this very love, the bond that remains, that fuels the hope that pets are not lost forever. The idea that we might one day be reunited with our beloved animals provides a sense of closure, comfort, and even a renewed sense of purpose. The thought of a pet waiting for us in heaven gives us a reason to keep that connection alive, even after they've gone. It's the kind of comfort that helps us heal, knowing that our pets were more than just creatures that shared our homes. They were friends, family, and companions on our journey. But the concept of a pet afterlife also raises important questions about how we live in the present. If we believe that animals have a place in heaven, it can remind us to be kinder, more compassionate, and more respectful toward all animals while they're here. Our pets give us unconditional love, and it's important that we return that love by caring for them, ensuring their well-being, and treating all creatures with the respect they deserve. It also encourages us to reflect on the deeper meaning of life itself, our relationships, our responsibilities, and how we treat others, both human and animal. The idea that our pets are part of a divine plan with their own journey and purpose can lead to a shift in perspective on the way we treat them while they're with us. We might start seeing them not just as animals to care for, but as sacred beings that deserve our utmost compassion and respect. This view can lead to a broader movement to protect animal rights, promote adoption, and create better living conditions for animals everywhere. Understanding that every life, even that of a pet, carries intrinsic value can inspire people to take action to ensure that animals are treated with the dignity they deserve. Believing that our pets are a part of something greater also challenges us to be more mindful of how we live our own lives. If we can believe that animals have a place in heaven, then we might begin to consider the spiritual impact of our own choices. Our pets teach us about loyalty, selflessness, and love, qualities that we can carry into our own lives, strengthening our relationships with others. The lessons they leave behind, even in death, have the power to shape how we move forward in the world, with greater compassion, understanding, and empathy. Ultimately, the belief in an afterlife for animals brings us a sense of peace, not just about our pets, but about our own existence and our place in the world. Whether we find comfort in the idea of heaven, reincarnation, or simply in the memories we hold, the truth remains that our pets leave a mark on our hearts that nothing can erase. Their love is a reminder that life is precious, fleeting, and full of meaning. They remind us to cherish the moments we have with those we love, both human and animal, and to appreciate the beauty of the bond we share. Even without clear answers about what happens after death, the love we have for our pets is eternal. It exists beyond the boundaries of time, transcending physical death, and stays alive in the stories we tell, the love we continue to give, and the memories we cherish. Whether our pets are waiting for us in heaven or simply live on in our hearts, the truth is that they have made a lasting impact on our lives. And as we continue to love and remember them, we carry their spirit with us, always. As we reach the final thoughts on this topic, it's clear that the idea of whether animals go to heaven is more than just a question about afterlife. It's about how we live and love in the here and now. The beliefs we hold, whether rooted in religion, philosophy, or personal experiences, help us cope with the grief of losing a beloved pet and guide us through the healing process. But more than that, they serve as a reminder of the profound and enduring impact animals have on our lives. Regardless of the definitive answers we seek, one thing remains true. The bond between humans and animals is sacred. Our pets offer us something so unique and pure that, in many ways, they teach us what it means to love unconditionally. They give us joy, companionship, and sometimes even a sense of purpose. In return, we owe it to them to honor that love, not only in the way we care for them while they're with us, but also in how we hold on to them in memory. The question of whether pets go to heaven is ultimately a deeply personal one. For some, the belief in a pet afterlife brings peace, knowing that the love they shared with their animals isn't lost. For others, the comfort comes in simply cherishing the time spent with their pets, knowing that their companionship was enough to leave a lasting legacy in their hearts. What matters most is the love and connection that we shared, and the way it shapes our lives long after they've gone. In the end, it doesn't matter whether there's a definitive answer to the question of an afterlife for animals. What matters is that we honor their memory, that we recognize the love they gave us, and that we continue to carry that love forward in our hearts. It's this love that will keep the bond alive, whether in this life or the next, and that gives us the peace and comfort we need to heal from the loss. Whether we see them as part of a divine plan, as souls on their own journey, or as cherished companions whose love will never fade, the truth is that our pets have a way of leaving an indelible mark on our hearts, and that mark is eternal.